Lol, I forgot to turn my mic on. Anyway, if you hear buzzing in the background, it's because I have my little tiny desk fan on. And if you're hearing a little bit of water trickling in the background, well, that just hasn't left. That's always been here. And if you hadn't heard it before, and me mentioning it is the only reason why you started hearing it, you're welcome. And to name. This guy doesn't have time for this sort of bullshit. Trying to name him insufferable prick. His name is Dave Strider, also known as D Strides, or whichever. Enter room, or examine room. Yeah. Your name is Dave. It is an unseasonably warm April day. Your bedroom window is open to let some air in, and your fan is cranked. Arguably, even more cranked would be your fly beats, which brings us to your variety of interests. A cool dude like you is sure to have plenty. You have a penchant for spinning out unbelievably ill jams with your turntables and mixing gear. You like to rave about bands no one's ever heard of but you. You collect weird dead things preserved in various ways. You are an amateur photographer, and you operate your own makeshift darkroom. You maintain a number of ironically humorous blogs, websites, and social networking profiles. And if the inspiration strikes, you won't hesitate to drop some fat rhymes on a mofo and represent. What will you do? Dave, quickly retrieve arms from cinder blocks. Nah. Get the damn beta and save your friend's life? This notion strikes you as nonsensical. You can't imagine how a video game could save someone's life, and in any case, you're quite sure no one you know is in any danger. Anyway, these are your copies of the beta you received in the mail recently. You've labeled them with your name in bold red print to distinguish them from your bro's copy, who's labeled his in kind. Neither of you really gives a shit about this game, or has any intention of playing it, but you'll be damned if you'll let that get in the way of your campaign of one-upmanship. Dave, bleat like a goat and piss on your turntable. You would never consider allowing any fluid, even remotely resembling urine, to touch your beloved turntables. That would risk breaking them, and a world without the gift of your godly science just doesn't sound like a place you want any part of. While you're at it, you might as well wipe out human civilization with a meteor or something ridiculous like that, which will probably never happen. That sort of thing only happens in stupid idiot movies for stupid idiots. God, I want a Homestuck like TV series so badly. I just need that in my life. You will, however, contemplate beating like a goat for ironically humorous purposes at a later date. Dave, examine closet. This is your closet. It is where you keep a lot of your crap, like that box and that bottle of... What is that? Is that... Check the blue box. This is the package that your friend John Egbert sent you for your 13th birthday a little while ago. It now contains nothing except a note and a certificate of authenticity vouching for the genuine Hollywood memorabilia which the box originally contained, and which you are now wearing to be ironic, but also to be incredibly cool in a way somehow intangibly related to the ironic nature of the accessory. You find it sort of exasperating to explain such subtleties to these people. The box also included a signed photo of Ben Stiller, which now proudly hangs above your closet. Proudly and ironically. Take the box. You capture log the box through your hash map fetch modus. Your modus current hash function revolves around the index of valuing by valuing each constant at 2 and each vowel at 1. The total is divided by your number of cards and the remainder is the index. Box equals 2 plus 1 plus 2 equals 5. 5 divided by 10 equals 5 times, or 5 divided by 10 equals 5. The box is captured in card 5. Dave examined jar of unknown yellow substance in the closet. Ah, hell yeah. It's an unopened container of apple juice. You thought you were all out. It's like fucking Christmas up in here. This is so great. You've got to tell John about this immediately. He'll be so excited. Dave, take juice. You capture log the juice into card 7. 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 divided by 10% equals 7. Dave, access your pester chum and pester John. In addition to letting your buddy know about this outstanding juiced windfall, you figure you'd better wish him a happy birthday while you're at it. In your own cool, sort of roundabout way, of course. Good thing you looked at the box he sent you, or you might have forgotten. You also might as well ask him about that Beto. The kid's been harping on him for weeks. It'd be cool if it came up on his birthday. He'd be one happy camper. Opening chum. Yeah. Hey, so what sort of insane loot did you rake in today? I got a little Monsters poster. It's so awesome. I'm gonna watch it again today. The apple juice scene is so funny. Hell, that is such a coincidence. I just found an unopened container of apple juice in my closet. It's like fucking Christmas up in here. Okay, that's fine. But I just have one question and then a word of caution. Have you ever seen a movie called Little Monsters starring Harry Mandel and Fred Savage? But the seal on the bottle is unbroken. Are you suggesting somebody put piss in my apple juice at the factory? All I'm saying is, don't you think Monster Howie Mandel has the power to do something as simple as reseal a bottle? Try using your brain, numbnuts. Why did the fat kid or whoever drink it know what piss tasted like? I mean, his reaction was nigh instantaneous. It was like a 15th day in a row Howie Mandel peed in his juice. Okay, I can accept that, but monster B-list celebrity douchebags are cunning, persistent little pranksters. Also, Fred Savage has a really punchable face. But who cares about this? Let's stop talking about it. Did you get the beta yet? No. Did you? And I got 2 copies already, but I don't care. I'm not going to play it or anything. The game sounds boring. Did you see how it got slammed in Game Bro? Game Bro is a joke, and we both know it. Yeah. Why don't you go check your mail? Maybe it's there now. Alright. Dave, go online and view sites indicative of your interests. Sweet Bros Hella blog. You open up the Hephaestus web browser and direct it to your ironically maintained blog where you post monthly satirical reviews of Game Bro magazine. Your latest post is a review of the March issue. You've been meaning to write a review for the latest issue too, but you've been sort of dogging it. Something about the game we're reviewing just doesn't strike you as ripe for satirical purposes. In a new tab, you open another of your sites, a webcomic, ironically maintained through a satirical cipher vaguely similar to that of your blog. It's called Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff. You have legions of devoted fans, most of whom are totally convinced of your creative persona's sincerity, which is just how you like it. Dave, check the latest page of the Midnight Crew. You figure as long as you're chilling at your computer, you might as well see how new MSPA story is going. You haven't looked at it in a while. You're the members of the Midnight. Nope, we're not going to do that. You are members of the sinister gang called the Midnight Crew. Your nefarious plots are serpentine in complexity. Your schemes convoluted. You are planning a heist in your underground hideout. What will you do? Use Occam's razor on plans and schemes. Spade Slick uses Occam's razor to carve a circular hole into the heist plans, freeing it from the knife. You wonder what moron would jam on the knife in so hard to the table in the first place. SS. Climb ladder and exit hideout. Implement nefarious plots. You push against the manhole cover, but it seems some unbelievable jackass has parked your getaway van on top of it. A familiar feeling stirs. That feeling is overwhelming, soul-blackening rage. It's the sort of rage that'll make a man feel totally justified in sporting unnecessarily elaborate assortment of black, fancy blades. Dave, skip ahead 100 pages or so. You don't remember where you last left off, so you jump way ahead. You always forget to save your place in the story. It looks like tempers have become short in this pressure cooker already. You speculate that the tipping point may have been an ill-advised motion for a game of 52 pickup. But there's just a hand here. Hello. Hello, hand. Dave, save your place. Read it later. Even though the adventure began recently, it's already over 33,000 pages long. Excuse me. You just don't have time for this bullshit. You'll catch up later. Besides, it looks like someone's pestering you. You're pretty sure you know who it is. Answer, chum. In some cultures, the persistent refusal of a lady's invitation to play a game with her would be a sign of wanton disrespect. Either that or flagrant homosexuality. What? No, look, I'm busy, okay? I got a lot of shit on my plate. I'm sort of a big deal, okay? I know. Sometimes I wonder how you are ever allowed to pay for meals in restaurants. It must be hard to keep a low profile when you're always overhearing odd voices whisper, "It's that guy who has a blog." Seriously, dudes be worshipping me left and right. I can't hardly walk down the street without stepping over torsos of the prostrate. Prostrate? I don't know, man. Navigating the urban landscapes, I'm sure, is difficult enough without an obstacle course of differential. Navigating the urban landscape, I'm sure, is difficult enough without an obstacle course of differential flesh and skyward asses. Perhaps adapting the art of parkour to your unique environment would help. Yeah, I mean, damn, like, there's this scruffy little shit at my feet. An orphan or something, I don't know. Face flush on the pavement. I'm like, dude, you listening for a stampede of buffalo or something? He braves a look at me and gives my shoe a little kiss and scurries the fuck off. Heavy as the ground. Yeah, no kicking Oliver Twist in the fucking face every day is my gift to the world, I guess. Breathtaking magnanimity, among other things. I just give and fucking give. Indeed, nary a jewel tumbles from your wish box of daily exploits, which I imagine does not sparkle. Oh, for fuck's sake, you're just lobbying for me to play that dumb game. Baseless accusation. Look, I'm telling you, Egbert is all about that game. He'll play it with you and probably be tickled retarded about it. I know this very well. I cannot hasten his mail's delivery, however. Yeah, I'll hassle him some more about it. How about this? If you ever find yourself in the position where your life depends on me playing that piece of shit game, then I'll play. Will that make you happy? More than you know. It perfectly mollifies my grief over the demise of chivalry. John, what are you doing? Stop doing nothing! Well. Meanwhile, in the present, in a place where the present may be a concept of dubious merit, John is spacing out, but a vague and forceful thought jolts him to attention. Or maybe it was that bumping sound coming from the other side of the door. What is that? Question marks? Oh. Oh, it's a goo. A thick, unpleasant fluid pools from beneath the door. Troubling. Investigate this. There's a trail of this fluid in the hall leading to your room. Dave, play some hauntingly sick beats. You've had enough of the computer for a while. You feel like you've been messing around on it all week. It's time to get your jam on. You pull up to your trusty AKAI MPC 1000 sampler and prepare to get sick nasty. Left knob volume for current sample, right knob master volume. Store patterns in F1, F2, F3 buttons. I think that's enough of that. Dave, take sip of the apple juice, despite what John said. Those beets were so fresh they belong in the produce aisle, is what you're talking about. Skocker moms be thumping that shit for ripeness like melons. Know what I'm saying? After beets that fresh, it would be a crime not to reward yourself with a celebratory swig. You can't do it. John's got you all up and twisted up inside now. All you can think about is Mandel's gross monster piss. Damn you, Egbert. You recapture the juice. Allocate sword to strife specibus. Blade kind. Your strife specibus is already allocated with the blade kind of stratus. There is no need to allocate it. You can wield your sweet ninja sword as a weapon once it's in your strife deck. But you'll have to capture log it first before moving it there. Capture log the sword. Ninja sword. Occupies the same card as the juice, expelling the juice from your Siladex. It splashes all over your turntables and your copies of the beta. Ugh. Get a towel or something. You head out and get a towel from the bathroom. Across the hall, you glance at one of the many radical puppets in your bros collection and nod in approval. Is there anything not awesome about your bro? No, you think not. Okay. You went to the bathroom. There's a damp towel on the floor you can probably use for this crisis. You stop to pay a little respect to one of your bros boys up there. Hey, little man, how's it hanging? Capture log the damp towel. You take the damp towel, expelling the box. Dave, search the bathroom for something slightly less damp. Nah, you just decide to wring out this towel. You just decide to wring this towel out in the toilet to make it less damp. It is now just a towel. Take the towel. You take the towel and grab the box again while you're at it. Clean up the juice. You clean up the juice with the towel and hang the damp betta envelopes on your line to dry off. Well, that's not going to end well. In the breeze of the fan, the bettas jostle near the open window. This arrangement is a little disconcerting. If they fell out, it sure would be a stupid way to lose them. Dave, turn off the fan. This crisis is easily averted. You can't imagine it will ever resurface later in any way, shape, or form. That betta is as good as yours. Forever. You should probably go pester Egbert again. You wonder if we found the betta yet. You also might chat about your respective Celadexes and fetch modi if the topic happens to come up. You wonder if he is anywhere near as smooth with his Celodex as you are. Probably not. It's probably not even humanly possible. Suddenly, a rambunctious crow flies into the open window and snatches the betta, possibly to make a nest with, or maybe just for the sake of being a brainless, feathery asshole. You yell at the bird! Yeah. Yeah, alright. Stop! You accidentally launch your ninja sword. Everything goes flying out of the window. Dead bird and all. No one can ever know about this. Look out the window. Yeah, you can kiss all that stuff goodbye. You feel sorry for the bird, but at least you never planned on using that betta, ever. Anyway, now that bit of ugliness is behind you, you guess you can look forward to several more hours of messing around in your room. Well, wait. What? You prepare to descend the stairs to your living room. You are standing eye to eye with the familiar foe, a 20-foot tall granite statue of a mighty wizard. Zazarpan the Learned. Your mother had him installed through a hole in the roof with a heavy-duty crane. Just look at that mystical gaze. To peer into those aloof, glassy eyes is to arrest the curiosity of any mortal. To behold the wisdom concealed in the furrows of the venerable face is to know the ceaseless joys of wonderment itself. Any man so fortunate as to catch Askins's merry twinkle or twitch of whisker shall surely have all of his dreams fulfilled. I think her sister likes wizards. You find this grisly abomination utterly detestable. Rose, psychoanalyze mother's love of wizards. There's nothing to psychoanalyze. Your mother clearly has no real affinity for these damnable things. She only collects them to spite you. If anything, she finds them even more repellent than you do. She's just a committed woman. Go downstairs to the kitchen back door. I wish I had a house half as big as any of these. I mean, at least Dave's is just an apartment, but it's still a huge apartment. You descend to the living room area of your home's expansive open layout. There is the sound of rushing water beneath the floor. It tends to strike guests as a strange presence in a living space, but it's become hardly audible to you through familiarity. There's the front door, but hopefully there's no need to make the long trek around the house in the rain. You might as well see if you can slip through the kitchen and out the back unnoticed. Rose, view Mother's solid copper vacuum statue. Okay, but it's bronze, not copper. But it wasn't always. A while ago, you gave this as an ironic gift to your mom for Mother's Day. You even customized it with a drink holder to support one of her ubiquitous alcoholic beverages. She liked the gift so much, she had it bronzed and put on this pedestal. She even left it plugged in so it can still be turned on now and then. But never to do any cleaning. It never leaves this display. Sometimes at night when you're in your room, you can hear it wailing from downstairs. She must know you can hear it. She's completely deranged. Grab the Eldritch Princess. It's too big to capture log. Not that you would want to move it anyway. The prettiest princess doll has been sitting there for months. Ever since your mother got this abomination for your birthday, it's as a totally passive-aggressive gesture. You decide to make it much less abominable by knitting Her Majesty a new head and new arms. Now it brings a mischievous smile to your face whenever you walk by. Your mother hasn't removed the doll yet and probably never will. She would never be the one to blink first. You also knitted it new arms. Acquire umbrella for protection from the elements. You're going to have a hell of a time accessing that card when you need it. You guess you'll cross that bridge later. Peek inside the kitchen. The liquor bottles are in full force. Mom is surely nearby. Investigate richly colored object in the middle of the screen. That would be your refrigerator, whose surfaces have customarily served as the battlefield for a chilly seas of passive-aggressive one-upmanship. This is a drawing you did of your cat Jaspers when you were younger, along with a poem about him. Your mother brought the substantious $15,000 frame for it, and had it welded to the door. Ma'am. Ma'am. Using the colorful magnet letters, you recently left a succinct message, which may or may not have been directed towards anyone in particular. But you couldn't find the letter W, so you just stuck two V's together. Your mother then purchased a fresh pack of W's and left them there for your convenience. Appreciative of the thoughtful gesture, you left her a sincere thank you note, which you had legally notarized, and then marked with a drop of blood. But part of it was touching the floor, so your mother was kind enough to lift the lower portion of the document with a velvet pillow. Oh boy. Rose, attach a W to your face as a fake mustache. This is incredibly silly, and you're not sure how it fits into your campaign against your mother, or getting your computer back online to escape your room. Doom. But it's hard to resist getting a little silly sometimes, especially when you're absolutely positive no one is watching. Capture log the W. What unsightly void in the W pack won't do, nor will the gash in the plastic. You deposit 12 cents in its place, which is your approximation of the letter's value. You also make a vow to return later and neatly sew the plastic shut. Rose, think of ways to one-up your mother. You now wonder how to address the pillow situation. It seems the woman has you at a clear disadvantage. Perhaps slipping a fresh doily under the pillow will do the trick. Or maybe spilling a bit of Worcestershire sauce on it and then having it dry cleaned and returned along with the laborious integration apology note. No, there's no time to think. There's no time for anything like that. Or maybe, just thinking out loud here, you could use the entire packs of W's as M's. Oh, yes. That would burn. But you already done something with that W pack. And there's no need to go back and gild that lily. This is delicate business, and that pillow is screaming for rebuttal. Capture log velvet pillow. You decide to take the velvet pillow and lovingly embroider a poem in praise of motherhood on it. Hopefully you can pull this off before she notices it's gone. But it causes your tree to be pretty badly unbalanced. It surely will auto-balance itself in a moment. And just like that, the umbrella becomes accessible in the root card. That's one of the things you love about the tree modus. The happy surprises. Rose, head out the back door. Okay, enough's enough. Time to get going. You don't know how she does that. You're never safe in this house. And all of the things to be doing during a power outage. She's up to her ironic housewife routine again. That mop bucket doesn't even have any water in it. What an absolute mad woman. Rose, hop over counter, landing in a roll. This bird's gotta fly. Youth roll. Lousy goddamn stupid wizards. Alright, that seems like a good place to leave off. Toodaloo.